Hello again, everybody. My name is Carlos with the Nerd Today podcast. Hope everything is well. I hope you're enjoying day 2 of E3 and our continued coverage on the Nerd Today podcast. We were having a good day. We're going, we're moving, we're grooving, we're doing all these things. We're vibing, I guess, as the kids say. I don't know how many. I'm sure kids say that. I'm just super old, and I should have muted my phone. But that's my lovely wife always checking out on me, make sure everything's okay and having a good time. She's awesome. So shout out to her. There's a thank you video, but as always, shout out to Tara. She's the best. Everyone else, pretty cool, but yeah, the best one right there. But yeah, we're going to talk about Square Enix and their summer showcase for E3 2021. I'm going to go off the bat and say, kind of lackluster. Xbox seems to be the one who has killed it the most. No wow moment, I would say. I was talking to someone in the PlayStation Store's Discord, and he mentioned like, hey, I'm kind of mad about it. I'm waiting for something. Like, I didn't have a wow moment, but like, to be fair, I haven't felt like any of these have been a wow moment. But they've been pretty good or decent moments, so I'm really happy with that. But kicking it off, smartest thing they did, thing that's been rumored for so long, kind of leaked years ago, I'm assuming, at this point. But it was Eidos Montreal's new game, which was Guardians of the Galaxy. A little bit of notes that we have here. They showed a trailer just kind of showcasing what Guardians is, and it's Peter, Quill, Drax, Groot, Gamora, and Rocket. The standard Guardians group that you see in the MCU, and a lot of comic books as well. Nowadays too. Dan Abnett, who has worked on the Guardians book, is writing the game. It has a lot of scenarios. It has like a lot of moving and grooving. Like, that's a dumb way to intro that, but yeah, no, it has a lot of narrative scenarios, so and you can piss people off. The gameplay director and creative director of the game, which I did not write their name, but I do apologize, guys, everyone involved at Eidos Montreal. They mentioned that like some of these decisions could maybe do something where it's like funny, like Rocket's like, hey, you threw me across this chasm, I'm kind of pissed at you, so you're gonna have to carry this one thing by yourself, idiot. Or it could do something that could be completely heartbreaking in the end of the game. You don't know, your decisions matter in this game. You're gonna take point with Peter Quill, Star-Lord, his elemental guns, like kind of from the comics. He's only had kind of like regular pistols in the MCU, but in the comics he has like this, I think it's going to be 2 guns in this one. He usually has 1 gun. It's an elemental gun. It can shoot fire, ice, like rock, all this stuff. It's awesome. It's a cool weapon in the MCU. The main Marvel 616 universe. MCU's movies. And it's cool. It's going to be adapted here. You have his jet boots so you can jump around and stuff like that. Yeah, they showed that a lot. Combat seems cool. You can like, almost seems similar to, like, it kind of almost like an RPG. A lot of similar like Final Fantasy stuff where you can like kind of be like, hey, you're Noctis, and you're like, Prompto, hey, can you do this real quick? And like, all right, got you, man. Except you don't also have the ability to switch between, like, go to Gamora and be like, I'm gonna hack and slash for a minute before my like whatever thing builds up. You as Peter are like, all right, Gamora, can you do this thing where you like jump in the air and like do a like 360 spin down with your swords? Drax, can you like just like shield me for a second while I take some fire and I can do this? Groot, hold this like light form in place real quick so we can just knock this thing out. Rocket, can you heal Groot? Like things like that. It looks like there's like triggers. I'm assuming like you hit L1. That's like, hey, who do you want to talk to? I want to talk to Drax. And what do you want to do with Drax? And you have the 4 options there. They mentioned it's a third-person action-adventure single-player game. As I mentioned, they have narrative choices. Consequences do matter. There's like it seemed like there was a special move attack. It's like so anime. So like Marvel, it was like Star-Lord grabbed his like Walkman. By the way, Walkman, ladies and gentlemen who are like super young, it was a thing you put a cassette tape in. A cassette tape was like a CD. A CD is like the music you listen to Spotify, but like on an actual disc. quick lesson. So yeah, throws it up in the sky. Jet started playing. Thank God I didn't like live stream this because I barely live stream anything, and I'm sure I would get some DMCA lockdown and have to pay some fine when I'm broke. Anyway, and like Jet was playing, and then the Guardians were attacking. Everyone looked like they had like boosted power. Like everyone was like purple. So let's see what happens with that. There's like a joke about like Peter Quill, like he has this like squid around his neck. He's like and he's like pulls like slowly. He's like, oh no, I love you, baby. I'll see you later. Like he just had a fun one night stand with this squid lady. Actually, that seems like very Peter Quill if you read the comics. But yeah, that's coming out October 26th. I'm really looking forward to that. It looks really good compared to Avengers, which it's on sale. I might pick it up. I'm still playing through Resident Evil Village thanks to my buddy Joey. I love you. Any way you want to take that. I love you. Next was Final Fantasy Pixel Remasters. First 6 games are coming to Steam and mobile. Boo. No, like Switch. This would be awesome for Switch. Same thing with Dragon Quest. I don't understand why these games aren't just like you open your Switch and you're like, oh yeah, I paid $50 for this and I got all 6 Final Fantasy games. This is ridiculous. But they're coming out for Steam and mobile. No further details. It was like a quick trailer and no footage shown. Legend of Mana is coming out in a couple weeks. They showed that up. Avengers was up next with DLC stuff like Cosmic Cube mission, future level DLC where you're in the future and you do some stuff. I haven't played the game, so I don't know a lot of the mechanics of it. Like you can get exploration points and stuff like that. And then it ended with the War of Wakanda, which this thing got a proper trailer and it looks awesome. Song choice was amazing. Looked like Ulysses Claw attacks Wakanda in a terrorist attack, and that kind of kicks off the story from there. That will be the crux of the story. Looks really fun. I can't wait to see alternate outfits too. I'm sure they'll have the MCU one because the regular Avengers cast is getting the MCU skins, and I'm sure actually the game having Kamala Khan, I'm sure she'll get her MCU one once like whatever episode 6 comes out or 8, whatever, and she gets it in the show. She'll probably get it in the game. Mobile game shown: Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. Hitman Mobile, the Nier mobile game that I believe just came out, and Final Fantasy VII, The First Soldier. Cool. Babylon's Fall by Platinum was next. That was a trailer showing off the world. 4-player co-op, high fantasy setting. It's hack and slash, but classic hack and slash they said, but with like a platinum twist to it because it's Platinum games. They're awesome. It's a live service game, and beta is starting very soon. We kicked in with the Life is Strange section after that. They showed off the remaster collection and what it looks like visually, compared to like the 360 and PS4 games, things like that. But it looks pretty decent. Those games are awesome, so I would pick them up if you like really story-based games, and it's almost chill, and you take it like a TV show, like an episode a night is perfect. You bang that out real quick, and then they kicked into True Colors, which I don't believe is going to be episodic. If I remember correctly, at the last presentation, they said it's not episodic. It's just going to be like its own thing. You buy the game at 60, boom, play. I like the idea that they use empathy in that game. With the protagonist, and she can like just little things like, hey, this guy's red, so that's like rage. Why is he angry? Oh, his girlfriend just found out something, and you just found it out too. Can you lie for me? Typical Life is Strange adventure game stuff. Or narrative games. I don't know. I guess I would say narrative game. There are some that are very particularly like powerful, and if you access them, they create what is called a Nova effect that changes the surroundings around the protagonist, and everything's like rage fuel and stuff like that. And the trailer ended with like her having to make a choice because this person was so angry, I believe, at the death of her brother. I did not write the protagonist's name, so I apologize. I think I want to say June, but I could be wrong. I could be thinking about Suicide Squad for some reason. But she ended the Nova effect, and she was so angry. She's like, I just want to die, and like this could be life or death for her. And you have the choice of like basically burdening, like taking all that rage into yourself, but that can cause something bad to you. So it'd be interesting to play. I want to check it out. I really am a big fan of Life is Strange, and I said I picked up part 2. And then also, just a shout out, because it's also Pride Month, True Colors. No, not True Colors. name of this one? Twin Mirror. Their last game is out for free for Pride Month. I think on Steam, Xbox. I'm not sure on PlayStation. I picked that up. I picked it up myself. I haven't tried it yet, but I redeemed it so I could play that later. And then the last title shown was a new title. It was Team Ninja, which crazy. Working with, obviously Koei Tecmo, because that's their parent company, and Square teaming up. The protagonist, all I can tell you is the protagonist kept saying, "I want to kill chaos. I want to kill chaos. Chaos this, chaos that." I did note that Tetsuya Nomura of Final Fantasy VII fame and Kingdom Hearts and stuff like that, he did the character designs and it looks like that because they're like wearing like a bunch of t-shirts like Rockstar stuff. But they meet. There's like backstory like, oh, this one night Galbin, he has all this like awesome armor with this scary mask, and the one like they're staring at this guy forever on this throne, and I guess they call him Chaos, and he stands up. He's like, wait, that's Galbin. It's like, I'm no longer Galbin, I'm Chaos itself or something, whatever. And stupid looking, but like that sounded, it's just like typical anime Final Fantasy scenic typical BS. It looks fun enough. I want to try it out. I want to see gameplay. There's a demo apparently out right now with like timed content for it, only on PS5, so yeah. You can play this game on Xbox though too, if you're an Xbox only player for some reason, but the demo's only out on PlayStation 5 right now. So hey Dio, the demo's out right now. Play it and let me know. That'd be fun. But yeah, it's called it was officially titled Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin. So yeah, it seems cool. And then there was like a montage of Square Enix games that are out now, are coming in the near future, like Forspoken and things like that. And I swear they showed Final Fantasy 16, but it was like 2 frames, and they look brand new. I'm not sure, but that was it, man. I would say this one was a little lackluster. I wasn't really feeling it too much. Not like disappointed, but just I wish it was better, I guess, I also realized you can listen to the clicks, and I'm like apologizing ahead of time. No, actually I didn't. I'm apologizing now. But yeah, man, that's it. That's the Square Enix, conference and all like that. So for Carlos at the Nerd Day Podcast, if you want to talk to me about it, you can see my little thing right. Is it right? Yeah, it's right there. Nope, this way. Cameras are weird. Nerdaday. That's my Twitter handle. You can hit me up and let's talk about it, man. Let's vibe, as the kids say. God, I'm so old. All right, that's for me. That's all for the Nerdaday Podcast. Deuces.